What I have here is a Google Pixel. That's from 2016. And the great thing about the Google Pixel line of smartphones is they're always getting good, quick updates from Google itself. And of course, this phone has just got Android 10. Now, because it's from Google, it also means I can get hold of, from the website, Android version 7 and version 8 and version 9 and version 10. Now, what would it be like if I ran SpeedTest G on exactly the same device, but with different versions of Android to see which one comes out tops? Well, if you're interested, let's go. So as we get going here, on the left we have Android 7.1.2, and then going to the right we have Android 8.1, then Android 9, and then the new Android version 10. Of course, the other versions, N, O, and P, Oreo, Pi, and so on, were using those cake and sweet themes that Google have now dropped, although they still will be using them internally. Now, of course, Android 10 here on the right is the latest version. This is a Pixel 1 device from 2016. However, it is still receiving updates. As we can see, it received Google 7, 8, 9, and 10, so that's a good load. Now, as we went in, I was saying that Android P was the first into the SQL light test, but you can see that Android O is going much quicker through that SQL light test. Look at the speed of that. It's right down 100, under 100. There we go. It's now into the 3D cube test. Next is going to be Android 7.1.2, and then Android 10, and finally Android 9 came out. So it was the first to go into that SQL light test, and it was the last to come out of it. So there just shows you what a difference that can make. And it shows you that some of the changes, some of the speed is to do with the OS, not just the hardware. Now, the Pixel 1 that I'm using here was released in 2016. It's had all these different versions, and now version Android 7, of course, came out in 2016. Then version 8 came out in 2017. Version 9 we saw in 2018, and now, just now in 2019, we have had version 10 as we are now going through this threading test. Now, it's worth mentioning a few things about these different versions of Android. For example, Android 7 was the first to introduce a better JIT compiler, making it better than Android 6. It had doze mode, and it was the first version to support the new 3D Vulkan API. And as I was saying, that Android 7, in fact, was the first into that 3D Unity test, and it looks like Android 9 was the last into the test. Android Oreo version 8, of course, brought us Project Treble, picture-in-picture, and the neural networking API. Now, Android 9 was really a development of Android 8 and added on all of those things, including adaptive battery technology, which allowed some apps to be forced to go to sleep in the background, and it bumped up the Vulkan API number to 1.1. Now, it's interesting, talking about Vulkan API, one of the things about Android 10 is that Vulkan support version 1.1 is now mandatory for all 64-bit devices, and it's a recommendation for all 32-bit devices. And another big thing, of course, we're finding in Android 10 is support for Project Main. And as I was saying, that Android 10 was the first into the compression test, followed by Android 7, and then Android 8.1, and then Android 9. So who's going to get there at the end? Let's see which one's going to finish first. I think it's going to be Android 10. Let's see if that's true. 8, 9, come on, 10. Where's 10? 10, there you go. 2 minutes and 47 seconds, followed by 2 minutes and 50 seconds for Android N, 2 minutes and 53 for Android 9, and 2 minutes and 53, almost 2 minutes and 54 for Android 8.1. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down the score difference between Android 9 and Android 10 so we can see what happened. Okay, so we look at the times here. The Android 10 device came in at 2 minutes and 47.7 seconds, and then over 6 seconds later, the Android 9, exactly the same device, with 2 minutes and 53.3. So where did that extra time come from? If you look at the CPU time, 1 minute 13 for Android 9, 1 minute 9 for Android 10. So quite a few seconds there gained in better CPU, which would be things like improvements to the runtime environment. Then actually, funnily enough, the Android 9 did better during the mix test, which include things like the blur test, 48.5 compared to 50.2. But then when we get back to the GPU, 51 seconds for Android 9, 48 seconds for Android 10. So basically, improvement in CPU and GPU means that actually this is the fastest version of Android ever released. My name's Gary Sims, this is SpeedTest G. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget we also have a Twitter account, SpeedTest_G. And well, I suppose that's it. I'll see you in the next one.